everybody? Ace Boy Rios here, Reality Check episode 14. Episode number 14. We got a special guest, my boy Dreebo in the building.
Yeah, we in here, man.
We've been wanting you up in here for a minute,
I
man.
appreciate you for having me, man. We seen each other at the 100th episode. I'm
Right.
like, I was going to ask you before you asked me.
I beeline said, oh, there you go. Boom.
I'm glad you asked me because I was going to ask you.
Like, Dreebo, what's up with you? I mean, wait up, hold on. How you doing first?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. Life is great. You know, I ain't got too much to complain about.
Good.
I'm breathing. Everybody around me healthy. Like, everybody progressing. It's good energy.
It's up. The energy is up. The energy is positive. I feel like it's the theme right now.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I think I may have put in like one of my, I released a video just recently and somebody said something. And my reply was like, the real is winning right now.
For real.
You know what I mean?
1000%.
Like people that are just being themselves, like naturally not trying to accommodate others and be something else that somebody else wants you to be, and you just being your authentic self is winning right now.
For sure.
And that's like the theme.
Trends are dying, man.
Man.
Trends are dying. Like it's that's what it's about though, right? Like
Right.
It's about everybody having individuality, everybody kind of doing things in the way they see fit for them and being themselves while doing it. And that's really what we should be doing.
Right. And that's where creativity takes place, right?
100%.
Like when people are being their individual self and not worried about what somebody else is thinking, like, oh, somebody will think this is weird, or they're gonna think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Or following the trend of somebody else is doing something. You know what I mean? Like, oh shoot, that's successful for them. So let me go and do that.
Exactly.
And then it's just a trickle effect, like everybody doing the same exact thing.
For sure.
Like, okay, I may not make the billion, but maybe I make 500 million. Then the next was like, maybe I won't make 500 million, 250 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just like, well, it gets down to the last person. Well, maybe I ain't even making nothing, but maybe I'll make $100.
Maybe I'll make something.
We all gonna make something off of what you originally did.
For sure.
And so that's like where it is right now. And I wanted to ask you was, because I saw you, I think was Congregation.
Oh, yeah.
Congregation and doing the thing with Tiny. Then I was like, oh, he's making music and this and that. And then I started looking at your music and how it wasn't just your average Joe kind of rapper. You know what I mean? Like that you could just find somebody in the bucket like, oh, it sounds like this, sounds like that.
Sure.
Where did you, so that leads me to my question of, where did you get the originality and the confidence to be who Dreebo is?
It's kind of weird. I think I got it from just my upbringing being so diverse for real. Because it's really who I've always been.
Okay.
Like I've just always been like, I'm going to do my own thing. You go left, I'm going to go right. Like if left feel right, I'm going to go left too.
Right.
If I feel like right, I'm going to go right. I just kind of always been a guy that's been on my own wavelength and kind of did it how I see fit. And I attribute that to just my upbringing, like being, you know, from LA, which is diverse, kind of playing football. I played football not too far from here. You know what I mean? And like, it was just, I kind of just grew up around different environments, and that shaped my perspective on just life
In general.
Yeah. And just, I always understood, like, I didn't have the greatest, like, upbringing, but I didn't have the worst, too. So, like, that gratefulness baked into my perspective allowed me to kind of always be like, it's something that's worse off than what I got.
Yeah.
So I kind of just baked that into the way I pursue life. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to do my thing however I see fit. So I take advantage of that.
Take advantage of it and like take it with a grain of salt, as in like, it can always be worse than what it is.
100%.
It can be worse than what it is right now.
100%.
And another reoccurring theme is there's people doing more with less.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That part is a real thing too. That's when you gotta look in the mirror.
Gotta look in the mirror.
You gotta like, damn, there's people that ain't got what I got doing more. So what does that say about what I'm doing with what I got?
Exactly. And I remember, because sports play a big part of the diversity of my upbringing as well, just sports. Sure. But I remember always being told that there's somebody out there better than you. There's somebody out there better than you.
Facts.
You know, and that was like an outlook that I had. Like there's somebody that's out there outworking you. While you resting, they working or whatever. Sure. But that, like, as I matured and got older, it transitioned into there's people out there that don't have a basketball court to practice on,
Mm-hmm.
that don't have a good basketball, that don't have a reading book, don't have the material or access to computers that you do, and their hunger and their drive is going to pull them through.
Yeah, even further.
Even further.
Than the motherfucker with all the resources at hand. Then a lot of times, the person with all the resources kind of takes them for granted because they have them.
Right.
And it's just like, I can use them whenever I want, so therefore, I don't use them. You know,
because I could always fall back on it. Well, they right there.
Exactly. And that's why grace is so important, because it's just like, you got to be grateful. You got to be grateful for the things that you have and don't.
Right. And being the device, we talk about the diversity of sports. I tell people, like, a lot of people, because I started coaching my son's football team, right?
Dope.
And I was never intending on being a football coach or doing anything like that. It was just, I wanted him to get out there in football and get the comfort with the physical activity.
Yeah, football is life, man. It's really life. I tell people that all the time.
I try to tell, and I wasn't an advocate like that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, sports is good for you,
Yeah.
But just getting into sports and seeing from 6U, all the boys and girls, there's girls that play too.
For sure.
Shout out Teresa and Queenie. You know what I mean? Like, they out there balling.
That's all right.
But getting to see them, all of them as a whole, gain their confidence and get more comfortable with who they are.
Yeah.
And then once they leave the football field, seeing them with that.
For sure. Sports in general, but football specifically, because I grew up playing football, and I really feel like I learned the majority of my life lessons through football, which is crazy. Just like, even just working with people from different environments, backgrounds, races, adversity, like
struggle,
confidence, like everything, like all of that I saw and went through on the football field. Emotions, highs, lows, how to manage that. Like, it's a 10-game season and I'm losing in the beginning, how to not quit and pull through and win in the end.
Perseverance.
Like, all that.
Relying on the next man over.
Exactly.
Relying, sure. Like, having to trust the guy's going to do his job or she's going to do what she's supposed to do over here. And accountability,
man.
Or knowing that I'm actually better than this person right here. I'm going to do what I have to do to make up for their lack thereof and bring them up with me. Like, hey, this is for us to move forward. I can't just be the one doing everything.
I need to elevate you too.
I need to elevate you as a teammate.
And chain of command, right? Like, you learn, like, all right, there's a head coach, there's a coach under that coach, there's a depth chart. I might be second on the depth chart, but if I work hard enough, I could be first.
Boom.
Like, and it's life.
And so people will get on and be like, our culture, black people, like, sports ain't everything. Yeah. No, it's not. But it's not everything. But what we have access to and where we are and what we can do, I'm not trying to put somebody in the NFL. I'm not but if it can allow you to get an education,
man,
a free education,
because it costs. People don't realize how much that shit costs.
I got 3 kids. I was like, what sport I can put your ass?
Just kidding. I don't even care. Just one of y'all, at least. One of y'all do it for free. That's going to help me with the other 2. At least one of y'all. I need one of y'all to go for free. For real. Badminton, whatever nowadays they got, like, flag football. You probably could get pickleball scholarships.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of scholarships out there that I'm like, hey, my future kids too. It's like, y'all gonna play something. You gotta do something.
Do something and stay busy. You can find something like Darrell Wright was on here, and he's getting into golfing, an NBA player.
Okay, yeah.
And he was saying, if I may be misquoting him, but he said, I think there's like, say 12,000 scholarships for girls playing golf.
Yeah.
In college. And I think he said maybe 600 of them go to waste because they don't have enough female golfers to even give the scholarships to.
Damn.
600 just go like that. It may be 400.
And they probably got that quota. You can't roll it over either, so you just lose them for that year.
Damn. So they have, the money is out there. And yeah, our babies are smart, and they get their education and scholarships that way. But I love it for the life lessons.
For sure.
The life lessons for sure. And explaining that to people, I can do it more I can do it a lot better now that I'm coaching through it. And a lot of people don't understand. These kids are like at young age, not just got babies, like 8U, 9U.
Yeah.
These children that we have in our community, they're going through some shit.
For sure.
They're going through some things. You know what I mean? And out here on the field or playing, they get a chance to get some of that shit out. You know what I mean? And I talk to some of my kids, I can see when like one of them are off or something's just
not right.
Not right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so checking in with them like, hey, what's up with you? Like, what's going on? Let's go take a walk or let's throw the ball.
Yeah.
And getting those conversations out. And some of those conversations that these kids have are talking about what they're going through.
No, I learned that too when I was coaching, I think 2018. And I was coaching at my old high school. And I was coaching the varsity team. And it was the same kind of thing where you just realize, like, even though the times are different, like, motherfuckers are still going through, like, we kind of sometimes we'll look at this younger generation like they just got it easy. They ain't got nothing. But they got, like you said, like, they going through stuff as well. Right. And sometimes you'll see them and, you know, I think you being there as that voice of reason or that different perspective that they may not always have access to is good. And it's not only good for them, but it's good for you too, because you get to learn things through your interactions with them. Right. And having to check my ego, check my pride, or checking myself and pushing so hard. Like, dude, it's a game. It's children. They're out here to have a good time. Exactly. For sure. That's the main thing. Them have a good time. To enjoy this shit. To enjoy it. You're going to make it a nightmare or a dream for them. Exactly. You know, and so that it had me pull my shit together like, dude, take it easy. Like, it's just a sports for babies. Man. They out here having a good time. And I learned that through examples of another coach who had just like, was out there just, you blowing your opportunity, son. 7 years old. 8 years old. Yeah. Like, bro, you gonna get 30,000 more opportunities after this, Playboy. You blowing your chance. Yeah. And I just looked and I was like it made me do like some reflection. Like, am I looking like that? Am I on? I never ever want to look like this. I never want to be that. You know what I mean? Just want to encourage them. I just want to encourage them to come out here, have fun, and give it a great opportunity, give it a chance. And so that has, just like I say, it's good for the children. I tell people, like, you should go coach also. For sure. It'll teach you patience. It will. I ain't gonna lie. So I coached from 2018. I went back 2019. I left them little niggas. I said, look. I was real to them too. I came the first day. I'm like, all right, y'all bullshitting a little. I'm like, all right. They was bullshitting heavy. And I'm like, look, y'all, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I feel like y'all wasting my time out here, I'm not coming back. Right. And they must have not took me serious. They kept bullshitting. I was like, hey, like, I got a life outside of this. Right. Like, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not getting paid. I'm giving you time. Like, I'm giving you, 3-4 hours a day. Like, I got shit I got to do. Yeah. And at that time, I was, I was working at the restaurant too. And it's just like, all right, bro, I'm giving y'all something. So if y'all don't come out here and give me something back in effort, shit, you can forget about it. Yeah, I can't justify it. I can't justify my time here. Exactly. And it's like, none of y'all my kids. I love y'all. I want y'all to be great. I'm still cool with a lot of them now. Right. Like, 2 of them ended up performing at my show because they got into music afterwards. No way. Yeah. So it's just like, I still rock with them. I talk to them. It's all love. But I'm like, y'all think I'm playing? If y'all come out here bullshitting every day, I'm gone. Right. And it's high school too. Right. So it's like, it's easier for me to do that in a sense because they should be taking it more serious. At this point, it should be serious. Yeah. Because it could be the last stop. And y'all juniors and seniors. So you've been doing it for 2-3 years already. So it's like, if this is what you want to do, I can help you get there. I even know people. I can make phone calls. But it's just like, if you ain't serious, I'm not putting my name behind it. Yeah, I'm not wasting that I'm not pulling that ticket to waste it. Exactly. And somebody be like, I can't fuck with Dreebo. Then my word mean less. Yeah, exactly. Like, you feel me? You ain't messing up my word. My rep mean less if I recommend you and you bullshit. That's this nigga Dreebo. Come on, they're not even going to answer next time. That's what I'm saying. Oh, shoot. So that leads into, you said that 2 of your kids that you're coaching went into music. Yeah. Shout out In Too Deep, man. I actually took them on back on Fig. I think it was the last time I went on there in I think it was like May or June. Okay. And they formed, so 2 of the young kids. Shout out Raj and Jay Bands.
Shout them out.
They created a group.
Raj and Jay Bands?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they created a group called In Too Deep. And, you know, they knew I do music. So, you know, as they was doing music, they just tapped in. And I would like bring them to the studio, chop it up with them, give them whatever gain that I acquired along the way. And then the opportunity came for them to open up for me on my show. And then, you know, they got to open up and first show they ever did, sold out crowd. Like,
that's dope.
You know what I mean? So I thought that was dope. Like, just not only to be able to provide that opportunity, but for the fact that, you know, I like their music too. So their music is dope. So it's like, I was telling them, like, you know, don't take that for granted and take that confidence with you, because it's not normal to have your first show in front of a crowd full of people.
Exactly. Like, that's 10 people.
You feel me? I performed in front of 7 people before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not normal. So understand that, you know, you was placed in that position for a reason by God, because I didn't.
Exactly.
You know,
what a blessing.
God provided all this to be possible.
What a blessing for your standard to be a sold out crowd. Like your bar right now.
Exactly, for sure, right? That's a huge blessing.
It's a huge blessing. It's a good bar and a good standard, but it's also a great lineup for a humbling experience also.
100%.
You know, because you guys, God bless you with this, and this is my opportunity that I'm handing out also, like making sure that I look out for my people, but everything's not going to always be like this.
Exactly.
And now you've seen what basically success looks like. There's going to be times where it's not going to be like that. You're going to have to humble yourself and go just as hard in those small venues or those ones.
To create that for yourself, to where there are people there to see you.
Exactly.
For sure.
So we talked about how sports, we were just talking about how sports, life lessons in sports. And we'll get into how you got into music and what sparked that. But have you learned, or were there any lessons in music that helped you also in life that transitioned into life as well? Like being an artist, being a musician.
Yeah.
And trying to do what it is that you're doing, whatever you consider your success or whatever your goals are in music, trying to achieve those. Did that help you in life? Like, did you take any lessons out?
For sure. I think one would be just jumping off the cliff, like we was talking about before we officially got on. Like, just understanding how important that is to just go
for it.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we'll get caught up in wanting it to be so right in our mind before we start that we don't start. And it's like, you can never know what will be if you don't start.
It's never going to be perfect.
You going to adjust along the way. You going to learn. Just like how you said, I bought the thing and then they put the thing in the thing. I'm like, you know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe you'll sell both and get the one with one. Like, it's just, you just adjust as you go. And so I think I learned a lot of that through music about just adjusting, like, per release or just per song, just learning to adjust. And then I would say when I dropped 365 songs, like, just the growth that comes from consistency.
Right.
Like, I feel like that taught me a lot just because it's universal, right? Like, consistency is cliche. Everybody hears it and knows it. And it's like, oh, yeah, consistency. But, like, when you actually are consistent at something, like, for an extended period of time, you really see growth on another level at that thing.
Right.
And it's like, it's night and day from where you started to where you finish. And I think that was like a big lesson that I learned during that year when I was dropping a song every day, because it was just like, I was just getting so much better at creating music itself.
And the whole aspect of creating music, writing, producing, everything.
Producing, engineering, like, I was doing it all myself for the most part, right? Like, I had producers who were sending in beats as well, but for the most part, I did have an engineer for one part too. But for the most part, I would say like 80% of it, I engineered myself, produced, like, and wrote everything. So it's like, but that was all just sharpening the sword. That was putting my 10,000 hours in. That was working on my craft.
Exactly.
And it's like, when you actually dive in that way and stay consistent, you see on the back end, like, how much growth you gain from that.
Right. Because in between the lines of consistency, what people don't see, they hear the word consistency. Like, stay consistent, keep doing it, do it. But in between that is consistency, practice, work, repetition.
For sure. For sure.
That's doing it and doing it again and doing it again.
For sure.
And so you do something 10 times, you did the 10th time, you should be better than the first time you do it. But you do it 10,000, like you said, 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
you're being consistent, but inside that consistency is practice, work, and repetition.
100%.
Shooting that free throw 1,000 times every day 100%. To where that it becomes nothing. You know what I mean?
Second nature.
It's second nature.
And it's about to like your intent behind it too, right? Because anybody could show up every day.
Yeah.
But like, how are you showing up every day? Like, with what intentions are you showing up every day? Because that factors into what you get from it.
You get what you put in. What are your intentions? What are you trying to get out of this? And are those aligning?
Exact. That part. They gotta align for sure.
Do those align? Like, yeah, we all want to be successful, or let's just say, just for lack of better thought, we all want to be rich. Mm-hmm. Is your work ethic?
Does that match the money you want to make? For sure. And are the things you doing, right? Like, because it's like, there's certain things that are limited, or, there's a cap on it. So It's just like, what are you attacking that is going to allow you to get this, if this is what you want?
Because right now, your work ethic and your effort is below average. Mm-hmm. And it is rare to none that below average work ethic
results. Never. Actually, like, it's impossible.
It's impossible unless somebody throws a bag in your lap and they just getting rid of something.
Even then, because you're not prepared for it, you're going to lose it.
Lose it. It's gone.
So, like, I could give you $1 million, but if you don't know what to do with $1 million, it'll be gone.
It'll be gone. And so with your music, we just talking about intention and being thoughtful in your actions. What is the impact that you want for your music, for your artistry? What's the impact that you want for it?
For me, I look to inspire.
Okay.
Like, that's kind of the soul. Inspire and feel good, right? Like, I like, there's a lot of artists that create art where it's like, you really have to look at it abstract, understand it. Like, there might be times where I'll do that with a song, but like, for the most part, I want to create a feeling within my listener, and I want you to feel good, and I want it to be able to uplift you throughout your day or your moment. And I want to inspire you to kind of go after whatever it is you want in life and appreciate the journey of getting there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of my music is centered around that. And I try to do it in a way where it's a bop. Like, I always say, I put a message in the bop.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. Because it's just like, I understand the world too. It's like, people want to move, people want to dance, people want to bounce, but it's like, people also need the message behind that.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about the negative messaging behind a bop, that if you think about the messaging, the bop is the hard part. Like, getting them to dance and getting them to move and feel the music is like, I think the hard part, because some people will drop in the negativity, like the brainwashing negativity. Like let's just put this in there, this repetitive thing, like, and get it going.
And that's what gets more attention.
That's what gets more attention. I think I was watching something where a producer said, if I send out I don't know if they call it a song or a beat. They send out a beat and the artist sends it back and there's more than 65 words. Mm-hmm. Like, in that song, he sends it back. Mm. He wants your shit to be so repetitive. Yeah. That it's only like a max of this amount of words.
I was seeing Rants of 1500 say something like that too, where he was saying he sometimes will have an artist in the studio and he'll challenge them to like write a song with only using 40 words. And I'm like, that's interesting. Like, I get it from
it's a nursery rhyme.
I get it from a like tool sharpening standpoint. Because if you can write a song with 40 words, then you can write it with 100 words, right? But yeah, to your point, it is like dumbing it down in a sense.
Because he said, like, if you look at the top 10 songs on the top 10 chart, they're under this amount of words.
Like, yeah, so if that's what you're going, but then I guess that's alignment.
That's alignment, and the thing is, like, how do you dumb down an artist like that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you dumb down creativity? Like, okay, I want you to paint this painting, but I'm only going to give you 3 colors. You know what I mean? Like, you're stuck in this box. Like, I'm going to box you in because this is what I think as a producer is successful or what's going to be right.
Yeah.
It may be totally different than what you think.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
but you being your producer, your own engineer, your art is your art.
Yeah.
You're in complete control of
I
what
love being boundaryless. Like that's,
Dude.
I pride myself in that. I personally think I'm probably one of the most versatile artists out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because a lot of people see a lot of people will call themselves versatile or call somebody versatile just because they get on a different style beat.
Yeah.
But there's a little more to that, right?
Right.
It's like different style beat, different style cadences, different tones, different production instruments, whatever the case may be. Like, I think there's more that goes into an artist's versatility than just, all right, I can put this same style on a different beat. And so, like, back to your point about 3 colors with the paint, it's like, yeah, I try to be boundaryless. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I get it from a challenger self standpoint, but for me, it's like, yeah, if a producer did that to me, I'd probably be like, I don't know, I might do it just for the sake of let's see
if I can do this.
I'm gonna try anything kind of guy. Let's just try it and see where it goes. But the likelihood of me doubling back is low because I don't really like rules.
Right.
And there's in music there really are no rules.
Especially when it's not a law.
And just creativity in general, like there's no rules. So it's just like do what you want to do. Back to our point originally, it's just like be who you are, do what you want to do, and go with that, and just be grateful for whatever God provides you through that.
Right. And I pray that there is more self-acceptance going on. You know what I mean? Like self-awareness, self-acceptance amongst artists, because the importance of artistry, the importance of music to me is like just my childhood. It's just crazy because Saturday mornings, listen to music, cleaning up.
Man.
You know what I mean? Like grandma putting this on, or mom putting this song on, and you knew it was time to clean up.
For sure.
But also
that was my
making the cleanup better though.
It really, it may go by way faster. When you got that music in the background, you be like, damn, we was cleaning for an hour already.
Right. You know what I mean? You went through the whole Anita Baker album, you know?
As soon as you hear that music, like, all right, time to get up, let me clean my room.
Time to clean up.
Mom doing the kitchen and the living room or something. Let me take out the trash too.
Take out the trash. So if you put that in a snapshot, if music can make one of the most god-awful things, cleaning up, I can't stand cleaning up.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And if it can ease the pain of that, just think of the impact of music in general. Man, you know what I mean? Like, damn.
And music is like the music, because not even language, right? Like music and I would say emotions.
Right.
Are like the two like universal things. Like, you know, maybe body language, I should say, more so than emotions. We all have emotions. But like, I can see your body language and kind of get a gauge on what your emotions are based off your body language, no matter if you speak English or not.
Because it's expression.
You know what I mean? And same thing with music. Like, music is going to give off a feeling to somebody who don't even understand the words.
Right. There's a, I don't know what, I don't know. I'm probably going to be lying, not on purpose right now, but there's like a Asian song that's out there. I've seen people singing or doing. And it's like, I don't know any of the words to it, but it's just like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is it that one with Meg Thee Stallion?
Is it with Megan Thee Stallion?
I think so. I don't know what the fuck that motherfucker mean. My girl be singing that, I'm like, hey, okay.
I'm like, what the hell?
That shit popping.
But then I was like, oh shit, okay.
Nah, same shit.
And it's like,
for sure.
That's how powerful music is.
You don't even gotta know what it's saying sometimes. But that's also kind of what deters it now a little bit, because a lot of artists now rely on the beat or the feeling. Yeah. And they're not giving any substance within.
What are you adding?
What are you adding to this bop that's here already? And a lot of people rely on just the beat. And then because that has become successful and we've seen songs go number one through it, everybody's like, oh, all I got to do is that. Yeah. And then it waters down, you know, the industry, and it makes it harder for people like me or like people like Tyler Creator. He gets his love now, well deserved, but like a lot of people like that who are actually talented, actually making great music, and it's hard to weed through. And we're just in such a judgmental base with the internet. It's like, if it ain't that, which is appears to be up there,
yeah,
people be like, oh, it's weak.
it's weak.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, you really didn't even give it a chance.
Didn't give it a chance. And you're not even looking at the complete picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're
exactly.
not looking at the complete package.
Mm-hmm.
You may just be looking at this doesn't fit this narrative or doesn't fit in this box. But like, let's bring up Tyler, the Creator, just because you brought him up. He's an artist, like 100%. A complete artist. Like,
sure.
And the reason why I say that is because I feel like his music, the artistry, the music that he makes is artwork, right? Like
100%. Like he creates art for real.
He creates art, but then the visuals of it are also like just jaw dropping, just like eye catching. Like
for sure,
this dude has a mask of himself.
You gotta think about it. Like what is going on here?
Like I'm wearing a mask of myself in this world. Like I'm not even myself as myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like just that thought alone, when he's wearing that mask and the fans are coming up to him, and he's like, "Damn." Well, this is what to put my mindset is like, "Damn." Even as I go through life as myself, it's a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And the true me is underneath this.
Yeah, depending on the environment. I got this mask on.
I got this mask on. For and it's like stuff like that. Like, it's like, if somebody would have pigeonholed Tyler, the Creator, and said, nah, nigga, you don't fit the Snoop Dogg or the Cali, the Los Angeles swag. Mm-hmm. We're not going to allow you through these cracks. Man. You know what I mean? It would have stifled all the great things that we've gotten from him. Or his ability for fashion, or even fashion. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's what I think makes him so dope, because they tried to.
They did.
You know what I mean? They tried to not accept him. Even now, people don't even claim him from LA or
right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like he had to fight through that with his art, and he didn't really take the hard route, but he was given the hard route because of who he is and the way he wants his art to be. And it's like in today's climate, I'm glad to see somebody like him having the success he's having, because it makes me feel like, all right, if I go right when they go left, I still got action.
There's a blueprint.
You know what I mean?
You can do it. People don't have to agree.
Yeah.
With what
everything ain't for everybody.
Everything ain't for everybody.
But it's something for somebody.
But it's something for somebody. And the thing is, like, those naysayers are going to jump on the boat later on just to be a part of the program.
For sure.
You know what I
mean? What they say, what goes around comes back around. Same thing with people. Like, they're going to hate it now. And then when everybody love it, they love it too.
And that's...
It's sad, but it's reality.
It's reality. It's like human nature. Like, I will say I don't like something because it's cool not to like that.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what people
do. It's actually cool not to like that. Right now, the bagging session is on this person.
For sure.
So I'm on this boat like, look at this, because that's what everybody's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a world full of followers, right? And then within those followers, one domino falls where one person's like, oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dang. And then it's just, the next 100 are just because the first 100 said it.
For sure. That's a fact. That's a fact. And then they start to get into it and be like, oh, I was missing. But nobody ever comes back and be like,
I was tripping.
Yeah, nobody comes back with the accountability and be like, I was tripping early, but I get it now.
I get it now.
And I take it all back. People just hop on the train.
Hop on the train. And it's just like, okay, I get it. But that, like, even with Kendrick right now,
mm-hmm.
right? With the Not Like Us.
Yeah.
And how it's the longest charting #1 rap song or whatever.
Yeah.
And if you look at that song, it's so full of substance.
Exactly. But people still make it just about Drake. Like, I don't even think, as much as Drake got a verse in that, or like that song is of the beef, like you said, there's so much substance in there still.
There's so much quality substance in there. And if you can't look at that and be like, oh shit, I can be more than what they boxed me in to be.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk about things of importance to me, of impact, that impact me. Because if you break it down and take the fluff out of it, it's basically saying this lifestyle is wrong. or this the way that you move is wrong, and this is the way you should move.
Yeah.
And this is unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had enough. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
And I feel that it's a big change happening. You know what I mean? And
You
like the
can
real
feel it.
artists, let me not say the wrong thing right here, right now. You know what I mean? Like there has been a lot of imposters.
For sure.
That have gotten away and benefited from the real not being recognized.
1,000. And I don't even think it's just imposters. There's just been a lack of effort.
Okay.
And there's been a lack of standard keeping, right? Like if you think about the 90s or the 2000s, like just anybody wasn't being championed.
No.
Right? Like you may get your one hit wonder off, you might get your hit, but you're gonna disappear.
Right.
Like now we let a one hit wonder be championed.
Yeah.
And it's like we let people who haven't really proved that they should be championed be championed.
Right.
And I think that's where the disconnect has kind of come, because it's just like, is this person really as good as we saying they are? Like, let's look at the actual product.
Right.
Is the product really as good as we're revering it to be? And a lot of times it's not.
Mm-mm.
And then a lot of times, even in LA specifically, like we get caught up in the street genre of music. And so that's what gets, and that's what we give the attention to.
Right.
And there's a whole other world of different type of people who are making different type of music that don't even get talked about.
And street genre only makes it so far.
1,000%. And then they look, and then they group everybody into that and say, LA don't get past New Mexico. But it's just like, wait,
right.
I know people in New Zealand listen to my shit.
Right.
Like, you feel me?
Right.
Like, so, like, you know what I mean? But actually, don't nobody talk about Dreebo. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because Dreebo not out here doing what gets talked about.
Exactly. Because Dreebo ain't talking about shooting niggas.
You feel me?
And
like that's really what it boiled down to. It's like Dreebo talking about chasing dreams and waking up every day and grinding and enjoying the journey and feeling good. You know what I mean? But people aren't receptive to that at this moment. But like you said, like there is a shift happening.
There's a shift.
And you can feel it, you can see it, and it's circling back towards like, is the product actually as good as we're giving it credit for?
Right. And you touched on it, saying like the street genre. And it's like, I wonder if these people are these gatekeepers are purposely keeping this genre over our head as a curse. You know what I mean? Like
it's a narrative. I mean, it's
like this is what you have to be over here. If you have to be this, and this is all you can be. But also know that when you hit the ceiling of this over here, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the ceiling.
That's why you see all these artists getting dropped now, and executives and people just getting dropped from labels, and labels cutting people. Like, it ain't just AI. It's just the fact that there's a shift happening. Like, you got to think the labels are years ahead. So they see what's going on.
Yeah.
They creating half the trends.
Right.
So that's why they saw the trend of like, oh, all we got to do is give a motherfucker a good beat and make them entertaining, and we could just make money off them. Cool, let's do that. Rinse and repeat. We'll do that 1,000 times over, and then we good. And when now as they see like, oh, that's not really working the same no more. Like, it's not as profitable as it was. We're making more money off back catalog than we are with new signees. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so now it's changing, and they're altering, you know,
their Build-A-Bear. Their Build-A-Bear project is not working anymore.
You feel me? Because the people are becoming more
aware. Get this
aware.
chain, get this clothing.
For sure.
Do this, talk about this, and then just that, the bare minimum of that, you'll get this much money.
Exactly.
We'll garner this much money.
For sure.
And
it's like eras changing, right? Like, I guess mumble rap is about 10 years old now, or a little more.
Yeah.
Like that era, they're growing up now.
Yeah.
Like, they give a fuck more than they did 10 years ago.
Right.
And then the era behind them, they on some whole other shit. They like, you did what? Nah. Like, I got a niece who's like 14 right now. She be listening to the same music I listen to. I'm like, how you even know about that? You know, she be quoting my shit to her. I'm like, damn, that's crazy that you even, because you're not even my demographic. You're not my target audience. And the fact that, like, it just shows me that even the younger generation, they want substance.
Right. And you could I don't want to say you can follow fashion, but you can see like even in their thought behind going to what are the aftermarket like the flea market stuff, like thrift stores,
yeah, exactly.
and like getting stuff that like really speaks to them.
Yeah, shit that got character
to it. Like they're not just like, I don't want to buy Gucci.
Exactly.
They're not the Gucci kids no more. Like they're like, I want something of substance. Like this talks to me. This shirt, this what this is.
Yeah.
This represents, and what I dress like. I don't care what you think.
Yeah, it's how I feel.
It's how I feel.
You see a lot of that.
It gives me a lot of hope for the future. You know what I mean? And so, do you think that with music, and I want to just not just be like hip hop and rap or whatever, but do you think like performance based is coming back? Like where you have to be able to, or you don't have to be able to, but it would be nice if you had the capability of doing a tiny desk.
What do you mean exactly?
Like, so do you think artists are going to be going to where they can have a band behind them, where they can rap, and like it's not just this 50 people on stage just doing this?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I think that's becoming a requirement with the audience.
Okay.
Because the audience is realizing we paying money to see. Like, I had a homie that went to a show the other day. I think it was like Metro Boomin and Future a while, like a month or so ago, and he was telling me like Metro was stuck to the ground. You know, and granted, Metro is not the artist, so
he's the producer.
Yeah,
okay.
But all in all, he wasn't like impressed with the show.
Right. Well, you're on stage.
Yeah,
you are on stage.
You feel me? So I say that to say that there's a lot of people that get away with just standing there.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that get away with performing with their vocal tracks behind them. Like, they're not performing with performance tracks or instrumentals, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't even, they're muffling themselves because they're rapping over their actual audio. Like, there's so many different things that should be a standard that have been allowed to just go by.
Exactly.
And I think even the consumer is realizing the difference between an artist who actually performs and holds a show and somebody who kind of just got
I'm here
$40 from them.
I'm here. You're welcome.
Exactly. For real though.
Nice to meet me.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like I came to the show. If I come to the show to see you, I don't really necessarily want to see your entourage the whole show.
Right.
I get it if you bring them for that lit song.
That's my peoples and this and that.
Like you came to see me. Let me create a moment with you as an artist. That's how I view shows.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let me create a moment with my audience that came to see me, and a memorable moment that will make, you know, the people who didn't make this moment want to make the next.
Exactly. One. And look at Usher, right?
Yeah.
Right now, like Usher's concert. I haven't been to one or seen it, but I just know from having my wife is going to go to one pretty soon. Mm-hmm. But all her friends have been to an Usher concert, and they're not just going to the Usher concert just because he's handsome.
No,
it's not.
I mean,
it's not because he's just because he's handsome. Yeah, he has amazing music, but it's his performance.
Exactly.
It's what he's doing. It's his showmanship. It's the Michael Jackson in people. You know what I mean? Like Michael Jackson worked hard for the product.
For sure.
What ended up on tour? Months of practice.
1,000%.
Like,
months of practice.
Firing people like you're not good enough. Get out of here. You don't want to do it. You're done. I want the best. And with Usher, what he's doing is showing this is what is selling.
He's creating an experience, right? Like, people, they're going there and they never going to forget that experience that they had there. And that's why I think a lot of the world is coming back to, and not just music, but even just restaurants, life, like events, like people want experiences now.
Yeah.
They don't want bland shit.
Yeah.
They want a memorable experience. They want to go and they want to feel appreciated. They want to have a memorable moment that they can look back on and actually feel something when they think about it. Right. And that's what, you know, I think is going to win in the future. You know, it's just like, are you creating an experience and a moment?
Who in hip hop would you say right now is somebody you're willing to go see? Like that you'll go to a concert to experience?
New or old, it don't matter.
Don't matter. Like somebody that you feel is worthy of the purchase of a ticket and your time, like the roots are.
There's a few. There's actually Lupe Fiasco. I mean, he my favorite rapper, so I'm a bit biased.
Okay,
but he got a show coming up in at the Novo that I'm about to buy tickets for.
Okay. Have you been to a Lupe show?
I haven't.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So that's even, and I know him, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that's even tighter than just like, I'm like, I ain't never been able to see him yet. And like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, yeah, I want to go to this one. Aside from that, like, what I've seen of Kendrick, I've seen him live before a few times.
Okay.
Like, I would for sure pay for that. And I love the music. For me, it's like, if it comes to paying, I gotta like love the music too.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I might go like if I got the opportunity to go and I'm plugged in on some shit. But like if I'm gonna pay and just be in the crowd, even if I know you and I'm gonna pay and just be there, like I gotta love the music.
Right. Cause I'm like trying to think, cause I haven't really been to. I'm not a concert person, but just I can imagine like being in the field. You got to be like a student of the game.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, like if I play basketball, I'm gonna watch. Like, okay, I can put that in my bag.
For sure.
I could take that, put that in here. Is there any artist that you look at like where you be like, okay, I appreciate that. That's
man, all of them. Okay. Honestly, like when I watched Kendrick live, I did that. When I watched his like Amazon Prime thing when he was on the Big Steppers tour, same thing. When I went to the pop out, I'm looking at everybody. I'm looking at the people who didn't do a good job.
Right.
And I'm like, what they do wrong? Okay, boom. What did he do right? Okay, boom. Another artist that I like who's a great performer and has great showmanship is Doja Cat.
Doja Cat.
She's a great performer.
Really?
Like, really, really good performer. Just tonality, the way she kind of maneuvers through adversity on stage, like vocal ranges, right? There's certain parts where she's soft, high, like crowd control, everything she's good.
I know Doja Cat, not like up close, like just I know her songs were like big songs, or her like social media presence, and I would say every time I saw her, or like anything that she was a part of, you had to pay attention to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It wasn't just something that you could just be like.
Nah, you gotta. Ever since the one that put her on the scene with the little cow mood thing, it's like she's very smart. She's great at marketing for sure.
She's really good at marketing because she has a presence. That's what, I guess what I'm trying to say. Her presence is time worthy. Like let me
see what's going.
Let me see what's going on over here. Sure. So that goes to your performance. I missed the performance or the opening that you guys had. You were talking about. And Tiny was the MC, the host or whatever.
For sure.
What brought about that idea? You know what I mean? Because that's something I'm pissed I missed because that's an original, one of a kind type thing that you could experience. Like
definitely,
look what Dreebo put together, and this is his brainchild. Yeah, right here.
It was a moment for sure. Really, that came together because I was trying to, like, for me personally, I'm not too connected in the touring space, right? So I haven't really had too many opportunities to go on tours or be on this show, that show, or whatever. And then I got tired of like the certain type of shows I was doing. So I was like, man, let me see if I could put on my own.
Right.
And, back to the jumping off the cliff, I just said, fuck it. Like,
let's go.
I reached out to somebody I knew at the venue, got the venue, and I was like, once I locked it in, I'm like, all right, we here. If it's 6 people, if it's 100 people, we gonna do it.
We gonna do it.
We just gonna do it.
And it's gonna be the same energy no matter what, because I'm celebrating. It's a celebration.
I still did it, at the end of the day. And so, went hard with the promotion. I was actually on the congregation with Tiny, and then I was actually gonna ask him if he wanted to host it. Then he asked me, and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do it."
Y'all was on the same wavelength
because he never done anything like that before. So I was like debating on if I think he would even want to do it. And then he asked me. I'm like, that's funny because I was gonna ask you.
Ask you.
Yeah. So then it ended up happening. We was promoting it, and it ended up being a success. It was like 200 people in that month.
And it's beneficial to all parties. You know what I mean? Like growth for all parties, you know? And I think that's like a major thing to do. You know what I mean? Like to go out, like not only am I going out on a limb with my performance here, like I'm putting something together.
For sure.
I'm also going to put my trust and love into the people I want to be there, 100%. To be a part of it.
Yeah, shout out Bell too, because Bell, he performed. Like he brought out TF 211, Triz, like
hey,
I brought out Mark Nasty. I brought out Jason
Shout
Cass.
out everybody.
Yeah,
shout out
it was literally it was the homies in there.
I'm like, so bad.
It was the homies. Well, I'm gonna do it again though.
Okay.
We got another one coming next year.
Okay, for sure.
I'm actually talking to the venue now to lock it in.
So I've been thinking like this has nothing to do with anything, but just a thought I've been having is like, we need to be throwing festivals. Not we as in me, but like collectively sure. Like if you can do that, you can do that and say, I want to do this. And you did that and it was a success. We have access to Joshua Tree. We have access to these group campgrounds and things like that, where we could get a substantial amount of people there. And when the thing is, like when it first starts off and it's only 500 people, that's the best.
Yeah, man.
That's the best time.
Once you get to 500,000, it's like a whole different experience.
Like damn. So
sure.
Like it's the struggle of getting to the 500,000 or not letting it get to that. Like, oh shit, did y'all go to Dreebo shit? He had a Joshua Tree. It was a weekend thing.
Yeah.
They had the RVs out there or whatever. He had like 15 people performing.
Man.
Like it don't even matter who was performing.
It's crazy you say that too, because I literally was just searching for, because I was thinking about doing a free show before the year ended, so I was searching for just like a little low-key venue.
Yeah.
And I came across a couple venues like that where it's like some fairground type shit, and I was like, damn, that would be tight to do a fucking festival next summer type shit.
Dude, like, it would be, you gotta have 50 porta potties.
Yeah, exactly.
10 generators. Motherfucker, bring what you performing with. You know what I mean? Like, we got a stage. We know enough people we could build stages.
For sure.
And just, like, have it to where, like, every night we have a cookout. You know what I mean? Like, and... Like,
make it a 2-day thing.
2-day thing. Like, come... And it's really not even about the performance.
It's just like the experience.
It's the experience. Come out. We out here drinking, having a good time.
Yeah.
We eating good.
We might have to put our heads together.
I think you could do... I think, like... Because
we might have to put our heads together.
Your umbrella and what you got going on, I think it is all encompassing of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just waiting for that one person, that one of us, our culture, to be like,
yeah, because most of these festivals is all not us,
not us.
and then motherfuckers be mad at the lineup, but it's just like we not running it, so the lineup is never gonna be what it's supposed to be. It's all gonna be pay to play,
dude. And I really feel, and not to harbor on it too long, I really feel like if it's something out here that we do, you can really use California artists only. You know what I mean? Like
we don't have to leave California. There's so many motherfuckers here. We good.
We're good.
You can do LA and the Bay. You could do San Diego. You could do 3 shows.
That's it.
And you make more than enough. You have more than enough people because that's like. People be like, music don't leave past New Mexico. It's like, it also don't got to.
It don't have
to be successful.
Because Field of Dreams.
Because it's so big here.
Build it, they will come.
You feel me? It's just like, and then it's just like, California don't get enough credit, man, but, you know, that's a whole nother conversation.
It's a whole nother conversation, but it is a reality. You know what I mean? Like, and sure. I'll tell you what, there is a bit of, and I don't care what nobody said, there's an underlying tone of jealousy.
Oh, 1,000%.
You know what I mean? Like, because we're the spoiled kids. They look at us like the spoiled kids.
For sure.
With the weather, the beaches,
the money,
the girls,
the trend.
Like they just look at us like y'all got access to all that. And then on top of that, y'all the most vicious niggas too. You know what I mean? Like y'all doing it.
Not
like,
playing.
You know what I mean? And so it kind of gets spun out of that, but we don't need to get boxed into that.
No, it's a real thing. Like people, I think I agree that I think it stems a lot of jealousy. It's just like the California people, the cool people.
Right.
And that's not to say there aren't cool people other places, but it's just like let's just all agree that the California people are the cool people. Like, we've set a lot of trends over the years. A lot of things started here that y'all do now. There's a lot of music here that is being the best made from people from here.
Right.
It's always been that way. Like, you could go any generation of music, and there's been a California motherfucker in the top tier.
Right.
No matter what generation you pick, there's been somebody from California that you would consider in the top tier.
Right.
Of that.
So
it's like, and that's just music. You know, you go into film, it's a whole nother thing.
A whole nother thing.
You go into inventions, like this motherfucker's creating shit. Like, you know what I mean? We got everything. And
Silicon Valley.
Come on.
The IT.
Like, what we talk, Uber.
Like, come on, dog.
Like that's California.
SpaceX.
Come on. Like, what we talking about? So it's just like a lot of things that California don't get credit for, but it's like, yeah, I mean, it's a reason why people stay here and they, you know, go through what they go through here. It's expensive, but people are willing to pay it to be here because it's that great.
And I feel like we go to say that, and I feel like we respect everybody though. You know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing.
But that's why we don't get the respect. That's why we about to start disrespecting motherfuckers out here. I be feeling like that sometimes too. I be like, man, I might have to just come talk my shit sometimes. I feel like that with my music because I feel like California because I feel like I don't get now the respect I deserve or the love I deserve, and it's just like, yeah, sometimes I be like, you know what, I'm gonna go Tupac mode.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Like, I'm fuck this shit because I feel like us as a black culture, we are so loving and accepting, right?
Too much
sometimes. And I feel like that may be what California is at this point. You know what I mean? Like, because I hear that. Everywhere I go, and I'm like from Long Beach. Where's Long Beach? Oh, it's a place in LA, outside of LA.
We group it together outside of it.
You know what I mean? Sure. And so, but wherever I am, it's received very well. Mm-hmm. No one is like, nigga. It's always like, oh shit, what's up? Like, and it's always love.
For
like,
sure.
Why do we have to fake the hate, like, or fake the love or whatever it is when it's all gravy every time we're outside?
Man, California's so accepting that we done let motherfuckers who ain't from here come here and be grouped in with motherfuckers who from here.
Right.
And it's like motherfuckers will look at people in Hollywood and judge LA based off the people in Hollywood and them people from way over there, I'm
motherfucker from Ohio,
and you talking about LA people because you ran into a nigga from Ohio. Like, come on, dog. That's not what's going on.
You ain't met one person from Watts, Compton, Inglewood,
any of the surrounding areas,
South Central.
You ain't been nowhere.
Like, nowhere.
And you talking about you based in LA based off your experience with a shady nigga from Cincinnati,
like, exactly.
What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? And the funniest shit was, and then, not to harp on it, but like AD had gotten to it with some like internet dude, and they were like going back and forth about some shit, you know, just like whatever, nothing serious.
Yeah.
But somebody told the other guy, he was like, "Nah, man, you good in LA." You know what I mean? Some white dude told another white dude, "You good in LA."
I think I've seen
and he said, "We'll go walk up and down Melrose. You can do whatever you."
Yeah, like
Melrose.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, you feel me? That motherfucker's considered so much shit. But I mean, I get it because like I went to school in Missouri and shit, and I done been in other places, so it's like I even grew LA, but you know, if you don't really come and learn the culture, you don't even understand that Long Beach people don't consider themselves from LA. Compton people don't even consider.
Exactly.
Some South Central people don't even consider them. You know what I mean? Like, it's like certain people from certain areas, they don't even consider themselves LA. But once you leave California, it's all grouped in to LA.
Exactly.
And so it's like people like, you know, Melrose, like, okay.
Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County. Like you know what I mean? Like, it's so funny, man. Like, but like we said earlier, the shift is happening, and Dejan was here. I had Dejan on a reality check talking to him just about how like music, the same stuff we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like here on the West Coast, it has not been getting the respect that it deserves here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if we don't respect it, how is anybody else going to respect it?
100%.
You know what I mean? 100%. Like we're not. Hi, baby. If we're not showing the love to our own people, like if you don't treat your sister well,
Yeah, how can you expect
somebody else to treat her well?
For sure.
So it's just literally that, and it's like, damn, okay. But when he broke it down like that, it made me think like, oh, this shit is fixable.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, this shit is not out of hand. It's not too far gone.
I feel like LA has a real, just stemming from the Kendrick Drake thing, and Kendrick kind of winning that back and forth, and the momentum of Not Like Us to pop out all that. Tyler coming with his album now. Like, I feel like LA really has or just California as a whole has an opportunity.
Eastsiders.
Yeah, no, they dropped. What is it? Dre and Snoop dropping.
Yeah.
I don't know if it dropped already or not, but they dropping. Like, you got Larry June going crazy.
Larry June going crazy.
P-Lo doing shit with Niners, all kind of stuff. So like, I feel like California really has an opportunity to take back like that, the reins of the industry.
Ice Cube
the same way
at the Dodgers,
you know
the World
what I mean?
Series.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
him dropping the Ego song. Like, a lot of people don't like that, but I thought it was hard. I'm like, it's like vintage Ice Cube.
There's nothing Ice Cube has made that I haven't been like, that's dope.
I'm like, I like that. That's just my ego. I'm like, I fuck with it. And so where I was saying was like, I think California has a chance to kind of like really take back the reins, because, you know, Atlanta's had it for 10 plus years now.
So when people say that, what do you mean by that? Like,
I mean, I feel like Atlanta has dictated the sound. They've had the biggest artists of the past 10 years. They've had the most momentum. People, you know, started going there to break. Like, they just been the funnel.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And it's, you know, it's been that way for years. Like, there's different
Migos.
You know,
like Migos?
New York had it. Like, even Migos.
Okay.
I mean, it probably started with that era, like Migos, and when Drake got on there, was that Versace? I think it was, and Rich Homie Quan, and then you got Young Thug and Gucci Mane, you know, that whole Outkast kind of started it, but they didn't really have it yet.
Yeah.
And then
they didn't have it in the chokehold.
Then they grabbed it in that whole like Versace Migo. Then you got Lil Baby came, then all, you know, right. So, you know, I feel like Atlanta has had it for a long time. And I feel like this is an opportunity for the tide to change, but it's a camaraderie thing that needs to happen in California. Like, we gotta fuck with the niggas up north. We gotta fuck with the San Diegos. We gotta fuck with us.
Yeah.
And then we also gotta hold a standard to what we deem representing us.
Yeah, what can be a representative
we can't
just
put anything at the forefront to represent California.
Right.
Like, there has to be a standard of, does this uphold the standard of what we want to be to represent us?
Right. And not, is this the sound of California?
Exactly.
That's the thing too. Like, let's stop saying the sound.
Yeah.
Let's just start representatives of where we're from.
For sure.
Like, cause, and I probably said it before, like, look at TD, the Black Hippie, the TD, they all sound completely different.
Man, every artist.
They sound completely
Every artist sounds different.
And guess what? They as LA as it can be.
For sure. And there's ways to, like, you don't always have to give the LA in the sound of the music.
Right.
You could give the LA in the visual. You could give the LA in the way you dress. Like, you could give the LA.
There's so many different variables. And
you don't have to be the sound. I don't have to use a synth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To let people know I'm from LA.
The Hollywood sign don't have to be in the video.
You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta go to Pink's. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gotta go to Earl's. You know what I mean? But I could, you know, do it in certain ways.
Right.
Like, there's artistic ways to show people where you from and who you are.
I could do it at Dorsey. I could do it at
saying?
my high school or whatever you want to do. There are, but that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I was talking about, like, the performance. Like, because, and the visuals. Because Dejan brought up a good point. He was like, you just can't be a good, strong rapper.
No.
You have to be a good.
Gotta be more.
Everything. Like, for us, for the West, he was like, for us out here, we got to be just as hyped about our own visuals as we are about our lyrics.
True.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
You have to be all encompassing. And so I'm just like excited and can't wait for the stuff, because a lot of the music I don't listen to really.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to, like, if it's new, it's people that I'll listen to your stuff. I'll listen to TF stuff.
Yeah.
But it's because I have to have a handshake or, like, you know what I mean?
I gotta be interested. Something gotta draw me in.
It gotta draw me in to want to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just, like, listen to something where there's no connection, you know? Sure. And so,
I mean, I try to listen to everything. Just as an artist, like it's hard to, cause I'm making so much too, but you know, for me, it's like I'm gonna listen to it, and you either gonna grab me or I'm gonna walk away from it.
Right.
And it's just like if you come off and it just, cause a lot of time I don't really do well with like the braggadocious rap where it's just like every song is like I'm the nigga with the rolly chain. Like it's cool for a song or two, but like give me something different. Like if you just, there's a lot of music out there where it's just like the same song, same context, same substance, and it's just like I can only take so much of that. And you giving me 12, 16 of those, like I'm not gonna make it all the way
and
through.
It's gone from braggadocious, like it's even worse than braggadocious now, because braggadocious is like, look what I got, like I'm doing this. It's gotten to look what I got and you'll never have. Yeah. Look at what I got and you don't have. Yeah. Like it's okay to say like feel good about what you got. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got my whip, I got my car.
Why you gotta down the
Why
next
you gotta
person?
down the next person? Why you gotta down the person listening to your shit?
Yeah, true. That's like, crazy too.
You're talking down to the people that are supporting you. Yeah. Like y'all niggas ain't got this. Or even the women, the female music is I'll take your nigga.
Yeah. That's all. That's like he want to eat my this and that, and
you ain't shit, bitch. I got your nigga in my DMs. Yeah, like it's not like.
That's why I like people like Doechii, because I feel like she do the braggadocious sometimes, but then she do conceptual stuff.
Talk to me about Doechii.
That's why I love Doja Cat too. Same thing.
I know Doechii is TDE, right? Yeah, TDE, sure. Like so I've heard. I think Keem or Makwap have been talking about.
Yeah, she's fine.
Doechii a lot. I haven't had the opportunity.
She's probably like another one of those like extremely versatile artists. Like
really,
she can jump in so many different lanes with not just one style over a different beat, but just like flipping her style. She got like aspects of what a Nicki Minaj could do from a cadence standpoint. Really? But then she also got like the Kendrick from a tonal standpoint. Like she's crazy.
Now wait, you putting 10s on it? Or
no,
she really
she's like, and then like she'll make like a pop smash too.
So she's next.
She's now.
Really, she's now.
Like if I'm gonna pick, like to me, if I gotta like, it's Doja Cat and her.
Doja Cat and Doja.
The best females like artists and making music. Like the best music is coming out of Doja and her to me as from female artists.
Really?
And I mean, you got those SZA in there, but SZA's like a whole nother. She like
skyrocketed.
New age Michael Jackson damn near. Like she's
out of the galaxy.
You can't even compare nobody to her. No. But like, yeah, I look at like I don't know, the last two female albums that I heard that I loved was Doja Cat, her deluxe one with the little carpet on the and that was like a rap album.
Okay.
And then Doechii's new joint, the Crocodile's Tears or something, or whatever it's called. Crocodile
okay,
something.
I gotta listen to
like,
Doechii.
It's another rap album, and it's like, it's great.
And has she started not touring, but has she started performing? Like
I think she about to.
Okay.
I think this month actually. I think November.
I'm gonna have to go to. I'm gonna go to one of her performances because I've
actually never seen her live before either.
I've only been hearing people talk about her that are not just randoms. You know what I mean? Like it's not like just a random like.
Well, I've been following her for a while only because like knowing motherfuckers within TDE. So when she first signed there, I think even before they announced, I kind of like just knew off of seeing people within TDE poster.
Okay.
And I just kind of was like, I think I don't remember the first song, but the first song I was like, damn, that just sounded different.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was like singing a little bit on the shit. And like, so she could sing, she could rap, she could change cadence, tone.
Ooh,
like, I'd be seeing, like shit that I'll be doing, I'll be seeing
like,
her do. I'm
you
like,
recognize it.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm like, that. I'm like, that's fire. So like, I've been following her for a long time, and to see, she getting ready to be out of here.
Dude, okay. So what got you in, like, what, let's just say, like, what started you off in music like that? Like, yeah, you have a love, I like music, I like listening to it, but what like sparked in you to where I'm going to make music?
Yeah.
Like,
so I've always loved music as a consumer, playing football.
of course, pumping up.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like I always loved music. And then when I was in college, I just was bored.
Okay.
And like me and my homies, we just started making bullshit songs on the GarageBand with the Apple earphones.
GarageBand.
Apple earphones sound like trash. And then I transferred schools, and one of my roommates, he was a producer. He had like stuff.
Really?
And so he ended up like getting a studio in our house and like getting everything, speakers, computer, whole shit. And then he started producing. He showed me how to shout out to homie AC.
Shout out AC, man.
He showed me how to like engineer myself and record myself and make beats, and we would just do it every day. And so I was just like, I got to a point where my senior year in college, I was like making music till like 3 a.m. and then waking up at 6 a.m. to go to practice.
What?
And I was like, why the fuck I feel like this? And it was a point where I was about to drop out of school to do music.
Yeah.
And then I called my brother who had dropped out, and he like, gave me some good advice. We talked about it. And then I was just like, man, I like this too much. So I really just had an interest in it.
Okay.
And I just kept following that interest. And, fast forward, I graduated school, went to live in San Francisco, was like working at a startup, working odd jobs, just doing music on the side. Met my engineer in 2014, moved to LA in 2017 and said like, I'm going to pursue it for real. And then, the rest was just history. That
is crazy because... So wait, did you start off making the beats, or did you start off rapping?
So I started just rapping.
Okay.
Over my homie beats.
Yeah.
But it was early. He was showing me how to make beats as I was rapping over them.
Okay.
So then I started making my own beats early too. Damn. So like probably within like the first month of making my first song, I was making my own beats too.
That's crazy. And that like really underlying message of the importance of sharing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
no gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping. Like the importance of like, nah, come here, guys. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, oh, you like that? This is how I did that.
100%.
And not trying to keep it all to yourself.
And it goes back to our point about California, right? Because I moved, so it's crazy too how it's really God.
Okay.
Because
everything is God.
It really is. Like, because I transferred to this school, right? And I was supposed to live in a studio because I was doing 1 year at this school. I'm like, I just want to do my 1 year, play my year, get my degree, get up out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want a studio. I ain't want to know nobody. I just want to focus and duck off.
Blinders.
Studio wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So he like, you got to stay somewhere. These dudes got a room. I go to the room, everybody from LA.
Damn.
One went to Crenshaw, one went to Uni, one went to... I'm like, y'all really from LA? Like, so now we kicking it. Yeah. I'm supposed to be here like a month.
Yeah.
My studio get ready. I'm like, these niggas cool. I'm gonna
stay here.
I'm gonna stay. And then I ended up making music through that.
That's
and then,
crazy.
Pursuing music. And it's just like, only God could have wrote that story.
The beauty of the journey.
That part.
The beauty of the journey. Because we're never done.
For sure.
We're never done.
It's lifelong.
It's lifelong. And it's like, if you get caught up, and we were just talking about, if you get caught up in just the end result, you ain't going to enjoy shit.
Man.
Because you're never going to get to the end.
Yeah, literally.
Like, the end is when the lights cut off.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, you're continuously growing.
There really is no end.
There is no end.
Even if you want money, it's like, all right, I want to make $1 million. As soon as you make that $1 million, you're going to want two or 3 or 4 or... You know what I mean?
At what point do you stop and smell the roses? You know what I mean? Like, damn. Shit, I was in the studio. I wanted a studio. Ended up with my boys from LA, learning how to do this stuff.
Crazy.
And being in the moment of that. And like, I'm never going to miss out on another opportunity to enjoy the process.
For sure.
Because I never got to, COVID made me realize that. Going through COVID and everything getting shut down and everything being taken away.
For sure.
Let me like think about the things that I didn't do. I didn't go see Prince when he performed for a month straight here in Inglewood.
I know.
I didn't even go see him. And the tickets were $40. And he performed until he didn't sell out.
Damn.
And I didn't go one time. I never saw Kobe play basketball. Kobe passed away.
Man.
You know what I mean? And it's just like I started thinking about all the things that I had the opportunity to do that I just always put off. Like, nah, once I make this or once I get some time to settle down, I'm going to go do it.
Yeah.
And those times are never going to come.
No, I learned that when I was working. I was saying I moved to the Bay Area and I was living in San Francisco and I was working at the startup, and I went to lunch with the founder, and we were just talking, and then the conversation went to like, I think I was like, I've been with my girl for a long time. My girl actually worked at the same place I was at, and so
she was up north. Also, you met your girl up north.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then she was working at the same startup I was working at. I don't know how the conversation got there, but we got somewhere. And then I think I was like telling him I was thinking about asking her to marry me or whatever. And then how I was just like waiting for the right time. I don't know if it's the right time. And he just kind of was like, there's never going to be a right time. Like, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be like, it's just never going to be where you're like, all right, this is the right time. So if things align and you feel it, you got to do it. That
is the right time. Like, if you feel you want to do it, literally, guess what? Do it.
Literally.
And so, did you take heed to the advice?
No, for sure. I mean, I think we got engaged like a few months later. Because we had already, so I played it smart. I was like, I was going ring shopping with her like the year before.
Okay.
Like, but I didn't tell her I was going to ask her. I was just like, I want you to like your ring because you ain't finna serve me.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm gonna let you go pick that motherfucker. But the surprise gonna be when I ask you, because you ain't gonna know when I'm gonna ask you. So I was like, the whole year before we had seen a whole bunch of rings, so I knew.
Oh, you knocked two birds out with one stone. Yeah, like, you want to get married,
so I'm like,
and you want to pick the ring. Okay, so I gotta worry about shit.
I know her enough to know, like, I'm like, I'm better off if you pick this motherfucker.
Yeah.
The year before, I was just letting her, but I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna ask you though.
Yeah.
And then I pulled a fast one on her. I asked her like 2 months after.
Okay.
Because she for sure wasn't thinking it was gonna be that quick.
So how long did you guys get married?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been
married?
We've
been married 7 years now.
7 years.
Yeah, but we've been together like 15. So
me and my wife 16 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Young love. And like, how has that changed your life? Well, you were so young. Like,
we went through
like
all
you
the
grew
bullshit.
up together.
Yeah, like we literally grew up together. So it's like I think it's great though. Like, and it's another God thing where it's like our journey reminds me that we're supposed to be together because, a lot of times people don't work for their relationships and they're quick to give up. And it's like, we done been through so much. We done went through the bullshit, came back from the bullshit, fought for each other. One want to fight, one don't want to fight. Like,
right.
We done been through everything that come with a 15-year relationship. Yeah. We done been through it.
Right.
And so, and we still, it's life. You got to grow. You got to earn it every day. So it's just like, I think it's changed me to understand, like, you got to work for her every day. I don't just get her because I married her and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I married you. You mine now. Like, no, I still got to work for you every day.
And
vice versa. You got to work for me every day because we're growing beings and we can grow apart. That's a reality.
That's so vicious. It's so deep because me and Bad Luck I did reality check with Bad Luck and he was talking about marriage and he had said, he was like, you're never done learning your woman.
For sure.
She's never done growing. So you have to continue to learn. And I like have put he put it as like, there's always a new software upgrade.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great analogy. That is a great analogy for sure.
There's always a software upgrade. And I was like, damn, you're right. And I was like, nigga, sometimes you don't even got the app for the download.
You gotta go find the app. Especially with women.
With
women, it could be here today and there tomorrow.
For sure.
So
the person you married 15 years with somebody is not the same person. It's the same spirit.
Exactly.
It's the same inside. It's the same person you fell in love with, the soul. But that person has matured. That person has learned so many more new things.
100%.
Has grown in endless ways. You know what I mean? Maybe they've gotten even more patient, or they've slowed down. Like they're not running and ripping and doing it. It's like they're enjoying the simple things now.
100%.
And you have to recheck your shit, readjust, and like, oh shit, let me slow down.
Yeah,
like,
you don't get to just be the same person and think you gonna just keep the same, like, because she will grow past you and it's over with. But that's also vice versa too, right? Like, she gotta understand that just because you gave her the ring, she ain't just got you forever.
Right.
It's like I always tell my wife, like, you know how the saying is like, happy wife, happy life?
Yeah.
I always be flipping on her when she say that to me. I be like, happy husband, so you still got one. I be like, that shit go both ways. Happy husband, so you still got one. Because it's rough for some people out here.
And look, and it's really changed to where it's really rough for women out here right now. It's like I have a daughter. You know what I mean? She's 13. I'm starting to like just think like in the future and like stuff like the quality of what we were taught as young men. Sidewalk, step outside, open the door, look, make sure you're sitting in the restaurant looking at the exit. Make sure
chivalry,
awareness. And awareness, protector, like that kind of stuff. It's like a lot of that is dying out. You know what I mean? So it's like now I'm teaching my daughter these things. You know what I mean? So she's aware for herself because we can't rely on somebody else to be this for you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be it for you no matter what. But I'm just looking at how like safety and these things and like comfort is just changing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like where roles are reversing. Like I'm even like at sporting events or high school events, the girls are the aggressors with the boys. Like the boys are the ones like chilling like, like too cool for school. When we was running around wild, like wait, which one? Who?
Yeah, for
sure. Now they just like, I'm the gift.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm the reward. And the girls are like pursuing them. And it's like, damn, how did this shit happen?
It is kind of crazy seeing that. I've seen that when I was coaching too. I'm like, that's crazy.
Like what? Like
I'm like, damn, it's crazy time. But yes, these I can't even explain it. I don't know. I was like, I wish I had that shit.
Like,
I wouldn't have to get at nobody.
You don't have to do nothing. Like, you don't even be texting them back. Nothing like, nah, leave them on red.
Nah, for sure. We had to pursue.
And you had to have game. Like, in game, I'm not talking about lying game. I'm talking about you had to be able to talk and conversate and not pause.
I mean, we come from the phone era too, though. Like, we falling asleep with the phone out here back in the day. Like,
exactly.
Like, we was having 2-hour-long conversations with girls and shit back in the day. Like,
I'm just telling, like,
nowadays they just texting.
They just texting, and you got so much time to look at a text and reply however you want.
Exactly. You could Google it. You got ChatGPT. Half of it is probably ChatGPT. All right, what should I say to this girl on this text right here?
What kind of man are you? I'm super cool, tall. I'm a basketball player.
Yeah. Make it a little more casual and less professional. Niggas altering the response. Make it sound like Chris Brown said it.
Hey, that's crazy.
Niggas probably really doing that.
I know they are.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I know they are. People are ChatGPT and AI and everything. People are in complete ChatGPT relationships, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if catfish is a thing, that's got to be a thing.
Because you think about Matateo.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to explain that to my son. He's 17. I'm trying to explain it to him like, hey, no.
It's a real thing.
It's a thing about catfishing and this and that. It ruined the guys. In his eyes, he was like, what?
Yeah. Literally.
Because we were talking about the AI. You heard about the boy who killed himself?
No, what happened?
He was doing something with AI and he thought he was in a relationship and it was AI. And AI was like, something was like, you should go kill yourself.
What? And he did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy manipulation right there.
And it was not even a real person.
Oh, it wasn't even a person behind him?
No.
It was like pure AI?
Pure AI. And it was like a game and something like, and he did his shit.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And like, that's what's got
Where was that at?
I don't know where it was. You'll look, as soon as you look it up, it'll come up.
Yeah, I looked that up.
Little
That's
boy,
crazy.
He either was a 14 or like 14 to 16 or some shit.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
But that's
that's sick.
The world that we're in and how fast it's
scary
changing.
Though, man. I be on YouTube and I be seeing some shit. I'm like, damn. AI too good.
Too good.
You almost got me.
You almost got me.
Like, for real.
Nigga, I was in my son's room watching a movie with him. 15 minutes watching a movie. And I'm just like into it. I think I was eating dinner. I'm eating dinner. I'm into it. And then I hear him like doing it. It cuts to like gameplay. It was a story within a game.
Oh, so it wasn't even a movie. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
I'm watching a game and the story.
So he playing the game you watching and it look like a movie?
So you know like you go to a point like where you get to like a door or something.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the storyline and it starts to.
So the whole storyline looked like a movie.
I thought I was watching a movie.
That's crazy.
And so I'm just like enjoying it and it's good. And then it goes to like where it cuts out and now it's him like standing there. And I was like, because I thought that was a part of the movie. Yeah. Like, oh, is that a game part of the movie? Like, no. This nigga's back there like this.
That's crazy.
Nigga, we go from Tecmo Bowl to...
Yeah, exactly. No, for real. What, Madden 97 and shit, or 99, whichever one. Motherfucker, we got digi characters and shit.
Like, it's a trip that what they're growing in. So this has AI entered into the music, though? That's what I wanted to ask. Like, has AI entered into people writing lyrics? Like, do they have, like, maybe having ChatGPT doing lyrics or coming up with cadences and shit?
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
I would assume. I mean, I know for sure there was Lupe had did this little like campaign where he wrote a song with AI.
Okay.
I've used it before for like so I do a lot of music for like TV and film and stuff. So I'll use it for ideas.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Like what? Give me an example. Like,
so for instance, I'll like go into ChatGPT and I'll enter like a prompt. Because, you know, for TV and film, they'll give you like briefs and shit. Okay. And so it's like, make this type of song with this type of vibe. Okay. This genre or whatever.
Okay. So
I'll kind of go in there with a brief and then I'll like see what it comes back with. And because ChatGPT don't know rhythm.
Oh, okay.
So you can't really like get the song.
Yeah.
But you can take words and then create from your song. So it gives you the ability to like, as I'm making the beat, I'm looking at the words and then I'm making the song based off words I'm seeing that fit the prompt that I put in. Oh. Yeah. So it's just a way to kind of like make the process easier.
Yeah, exactly. And so then you get the old guard, right? Like the ones that are people that are like not changing with the time.
Yeah. You got to keep up.
You got to keep up. And even though some people are going to be historical, this is how we did it, and this is how we'll continue to do it. But yeah, you're not even making music no more.
Yeah.
That's what you did. What are you doing currently?
Yeah, for
that's working.
For sure. I mean, for me, it's about efficiency and workflow, right? Like, because I don't want to be like, I don't use it for my personal music because that's more free. Yeah. Right? That's boundaryless. I get to go wherever
you want to go.
But with something like that where it's so specific and it's like
structured, stay within this structure.
They want something specific. So it's like, with that, it's like, I don't want to sit here and spend 80 hours trying to create some shit that I wouldn't normally create. Right. So like, let me utilize my resources to give me ideas.
Yeah, and efficiency is key also. When you're getting contracts and where people are coming towards you, like my turnaround is important. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
no, for sure. Because they will not come back. Right. Like, you know what I mean? And I was grateful they did, because I did one last year and I did like 16 songs. And
16?
Yeah. So like, I'll do these like contracts for different companies and it'll be like in the sync world and they'll just like hire me to make songs for them.
How do they find you?
I got into that through, I used to do these little writers camps.
Okay.
And so I would do a couple writers camps and then I did a couple, they liked me. And then one of the dudes went to a bigger company and then I started doing it for like Paramount.
Oh, okay.
And then they got me from there type deal. But it really started because it's God again. Shout out to God. I love God.
Shout out God, baby.
Because I really initially met the person who got me into the writers camp because he came to my release party for Shut the Fuck Up video.
Okay.
And he brought his homie.
Really?
Yeah. And then I only know the dude that brought his homie because he worked with my wife. And he was just a fan of the music off knowing me working with my wife. And then he brought his homie who is in the sync world and they do these camps. I chopped it up with him, did a camp, and then now I be getting hired for this stuff.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's
Dude,
God.
like that's all it can be.
It's God.
So wait, what you said your wife is in the sync world?
No, she was in media at the time.
Okay.
But she's in HR.
Okay.
But she was in media at the time. And one of her coworkers, because you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, your wife, you're gonna be around her coworkers, gonna know you.
Circles are gonna intermingle.
Enough.
Yeah.
So they find out I do music and shit. They listening to the whole shit. And then one of them came to the release party with his homie, and I'm like, that's crazy.
6 degrees of separation,
Literally.
literally, and that goes also to being, and not to be fake with it, but to be a genuine good person, just to be a likable person, to being a good, nice person that somebody will want to be like, oh, fuck, Dreebo.
Yeah. Let me go check his shit.
Let me check Dreebo, the dude.
Oh, I got an opportunity for sure.
Boom.
Just for him to think like, oh, these two would be good to connect.
Yeah.
I don't know if something come of it, but it seemed like it would make sense.
And then instead of being the person who you're there, I'm Dreebo, somebody walks up and he's bringing the guy who ended up working with you like, so what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. 1,000%. Because
you know what I mean?
people who like bigger than the program.
Bigger than the program. Mm-hmm. No, I'm Dreebo.
This is my event. I put this together. You here for me. Like I could respect you less.
Who invited you? What are you doing here? Oh, okay. Well, enjoy what I put together.
Exactly.
But when you're a good person, man, thanks for coming. Man. Such and such, Dreebo. You're a friend you're a friend of mine. Whatever you need, just come holler at me or whatever.
100%.
And being that kind of open person that has the open bridge, I don't want to say influences it, but it opens the window to be like, fuck, I like that dude.
For sure.
I like him. Like, I want to see him win.
No, and that literally came to fruition the last time when I told you the first time I did a job for them. I did 16 songs. Like I was in Hawaii when the Maui fires happened.
Oh shit.
And like I was in the midst of doing this project.
Really?
And then I had to leave the island and leave all my stuff there.
Yeah.
So like my computer, everything was like still on the island. I'm back in LA with I ain't had no ID, nothing.
What?
And
so it was an evacuation, really.
Yeah, it was
you had evacuated you out of there.
You couldn't do nothing. And then so basically what happened was you couldn't get back to the hotel because everything was like burnt up on the road
to get there.
Yeah. And then they didn't know if the road was gonna open in a day, a week, a month, whatever. And my flight was in 2 days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, me and my wife slept in the rental car in the airport. And then she had known somebody through her brother, and we were able to go shower at their spot. And we was like, damn, we just gonna go home with nothing and figure it out later. But mind you, I'm in the midst of doing this 16-song project.
For Paramount.
Yeah, so then it got put on hold. But to your point, because the dude fuck with me and I'm like a cool dude and it's like he fucked with me.
He understood.
He extended it.
Okay.
Because it was this deadline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the deadline is like, and not just obviously it's a natural disaster, but also I even from getting it back, it still was some time. And he extended the deadline for me, and he was like, "Hey, I've been telling them like I'm gonna need it by this day because I've kind of been holding it down for you. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, and I got your back.
And then he held me down though. You know what I mean? And that shit comes in handy to your point of just being a good person, and also being prepared for the opportunity. Because with the quality of work I do, I make him look good too when he turn it in.
Right.
So pairing those two things together, like people are more likely to come to you with opportunities and then look out for you on the back end.
The extension of grace.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like understanding. Like, you know what? I know that if you was a shady character, this nigga's lying.
You feel me?
This nigga's in Vegas.
Or even when he do get it back, he ain't finna turn, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't finna turn it in time.
But look at what that does for you and your relationship with him.
For sure.
Like, from your position. Like, like, what do you need? Like, I got you, dog.
Exactly.
Like,
we locked in.
Locked in. And it just goes to be, and I tell people, you always think the industry you're in is bigger than what it is. It's not that big. Like, you could burn a bridge with a neighbor and then somebody 100 miles away may know you run into them.
For sure.
Think about just the industry, the business that you're in.
The world is big, but it's small.
Small.
For sure.
And it's not that many of us in a lot of this industries.
That part.
You know what I mean?
We're minorities still.
So you burning bridges, best believe they're gonna talk about you. It's gonna get passed along.
100%.
And a lot of these bridges that you're burning is usually off of pride, ego, some bullshit anyway. That you could have just.
It wasn't even that deep.
Wasn't even that deep.
For sure.
So that. I want to really talk about Hawaii real quick because
that was crazy.
I've never talked to anyone in person that was experienced that.
No, I was there, bro. Like, literally, we was in that town the day before it burned down. I was kind of mad, hindsight, that I didn't buy nothing.
Dude.
Because literally the whole town burned down. And literally we had lunch. I forgot what the place was called. We had lunch at this spot. And there was this dude who was doing like a little like water tours and training lessons and stuff. His like office was right next door. And he kind of looked like, you know what I mean? He was just hustling. Trying to figure it out. And he like might have lived in his office type deal. He was like, I think he was ex-military from like Virginia or something.
Okay.
Made his way over there. We just ended up chopping up with him having lunch. He was a cool dude. And I'm like, then literally the next day the whole shit burned down. I'm like, damn, I wonder if he made it out.
Damn.
I still to this day don't know.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Because he looked like, I ain't gonna lie, he looked like he probably lit like
he was living there. Like he was living off the land. Like he was.
Yeah, he was there. So it's like, damn, I wonder. So you got interactions like that. But it was just crazy because the whole day was crazy. We woke up in the morning, it's hella windy. It's just crazy windy. We were there 2 days prior. The first day we didn't leave the hotel.
Okay.
Second day we went into the town that burned down, Lahaina. So we went in, we ate, had ice cream, whatever, walked the whole little spot. Yeah. It's like shops and stuff. Water.
The little resort area? Like
no, this is the place that burned down.
Lahaina.
Oh,
okay.
So Lahaina, it was like this big ass tree that was like the oldest tree in the whole shit. It was like water. There's a whole bunch of shops. You know, we ate. Yeah. It was food, whatever. So we spent like literally the whole day over there in that town that burned down. And then the following day, we wake up in the morning. It's like windy. It's crazy windy. And we like, the power was out at the hotel. And we like, damn, what are we supposed to do? So we like, fuck it, let's just go back towards the airport because we had a rental car. Yeah. So it was like, we just go back to the airport and just, you know, figure something out till they get the power back. So we get in the car. Mind you, the one time I leave my wallet, you know, we just thinking we finna go real
coming
quick.
Right back.
You know, so we go to the town and then we try to go and they were like, the road's closed. So we like, fuck it, we gonna go the little back road. This is my first time in Hawaii. I don't know what's going on. So I'm driving. I'm like, all right, fuck it, we gonna hit this back road and just figure it out. I'm talking about we on a back road. It looked like the car not even big enough for the road. What? And then you got cars coming this way too. Yeah. So it was literally, we took the back road on the side of the mountain. Damn. Like literally we was driving the side of the mountain and we make it down to like the little mall over by the airport and stuff. It's cool. We down there, we chilling, we had lunch or whatever. And then we like, all right, we ain't got nothing else to do. Let's go back. Yeah. We go back and we're driving. We're trying to go the main road this time because I'm like, I ain't going back. To that little. That shit was scary. I'm like, I got my life in your life.
On the back roads, on the edge of a cliff.
Hawaii, I ain't never been here. It was
not going to find us down here.
Bruh, you look and it's just dropped.
Oh, man.
And then the waves is crashing. So basically it was a hurricane in the ocean, which caused like 100-mile-per-hour winds or whatever. So we driving back on the main road. Mind you, I'm in this little ass convertible Mustang because I'm thinking we gonna do it up for the week.
Have the sun out.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's a look. Man, that motherfucker just
swaying.
Sweat, like you feel like you about to tip over. Yeah. So we driving the main road and then now it's just traffic and all you see is just big ass black smoke. And I'm like, damn, I don't know.
Do you know at this time if it's a fire?
Now we know it's a fire.
Okay.
But we didn't know it was like that. Where the whole shit is burning down. So we thinking we could just drive through still and get to where we going. And the fire had jumped the road. So now it's fire on this side, the road, fire on this side. So we driving in, it's like crazy traffic. Now cars are starting to turn around. I'm like, man, I'm going to figure this shit out. So there's like a little lower road that goes through the town. Me not knowing that the whole shit's on fire or it jumped the road or anything. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to take this lower road. Car swing, like wind everywhere. There's power lines on the ground. You driving over power lines. There's the signs, everything just fell over, like trees in the middle of the road. You driving around trees. It was one people was picking up trees to be able to go back the other way. And then they literally were just not letting nobody through. So then we ended up having to, like, all you could see is just smoke. Yeah. It's just like black smoke, and that's all you could see. And then I'm like, it's a moment where I'm like, I'm trying to go through.
Are you scared at this point?
For sure.
For sure scared.
Because I'm like,
I don't know where I am.
You don't know the waves, because you got to think, I'm on a road right here, and to the left of me is just water. Yeah. Like, so it's like my lane going this way, the lane going the opposite way, and then rocks and water. Water. And you just
because it's the 100 wind.
Yeah, the wind like damn near 200 miles per hour. So you just feel it. Like you feel like the car about to flip over. The waves is crashing. So your wife is
looking at you like, nigga, you better get us through this shit.
I'm to this day so mad that, like, we was so scared. We ain't even make no videos and nothing. We like, how the fuck we get through this shit? Like, I ain't got no videos, nothing. Get me through this. So I'm like, man, it's not even worth it, bro. Like, let's just figure it out. So then I try to turn around, and then I ended up going back by the airport. And then what happened was they ended up closing the back road now.
Yeah, best decision you made was going back to that airport.
So we couldn't even go back road. So so we like, all right, well, we're stuck now. Yeah. So what's the safest place to sleep in the car, pretty much? So we went to the airport, paid for parking, and slept in the little ass convertible Mustang for the night. And now we calling people trying to figure out what's going on, if we could find somewhere to stay. We had to go to Target and just buy clothes.
Some clothes.
We didn't have nothing. Yeah. Like, we had to go buy boxers, t-shirt, whatever. Like, and then the fire had moved, so like there was another fire that started kind of by Target. They were saying it was gonna come this way. Damn. And we like, God damn, and then it's an island. Yeah. So there's no escaping. Like if the whole shit burned down, you dead. So we had some point where we like, man, I don't even know if the whole island about to go burn down. And then luckily we knew some people through her brother who had a spot where there was no fire or nothing. So we slept at the airport that night, and then found out we knew some people, woke up that morning, drove to the people, and we were able to shower, stay the night there. And then it became a decision on like, if we gonna stay here and wait to see, because
you never know when you're gonna be able to get back.
Exactly. And we don't have nothing. We don't have none of our luggage. I don't got my wife had her ID, but I didn't have mine. I didn't have my wallet. No computers, nothing like that.
So were they understanding at the airport of you not having your ID?
Yeah, so they got like a whole extra system. They got to verify you. You got to write the thing. They call, make some calls. They do a whole thing. Okay. But also I wasn't the only person. Yeah, so this was a situation. It was literally thousands of people who like didn't have nothing. And the craziest thing about it was my sister-in-law, so my brother's wife's sister was out there too. Damn. Yeah, and she was literally staying at the same hotel and just had the same situation but it's crazy because there was people on tour buses that day that just got stuck. Like it's so many people that was just stuck.
It's such a sad situation. You pray for all the families and people experienced that out there that were hurt by that situation, because thank God you were able to make it out. You know what I mean? There were people unfortunate that didn't make it out. And then also the people that didn't have a place to go to. Like, this is where I am. Exactly. This is it. This is where I live.
People's homes
like you said, down. The brother that was at the restaurant that you talked to, that was his station. Like,
it's gone.
There is no, I'm going back to LA.
Exactly.
It was like.
And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Just like, it could always be worse.
It can always be worse.
And that's really how I got through that situation, just understanding that, like, I'm really grateful because, one, I had a car to sleep in. Yeah. Even though it was uncomfortable and it wasn't what I paid you from the environment. Here. Yeah. But it's just like, there's somebody who jumped into the ocean to escape the fire. Like, there was hella people jumping in the ocean. Really? For sure. Because, so where the fire was at, it's like I was saying, there's rocks in it. So the fire, if the whole shit was on fire, so people just damn near jumping into a hurricane. They were jumping into the water.
To avoid the fire.
To avoid the fire. Because the whole town was on fire.
God bless
this. And the crazy thing is, I think the fire came from top down. Yeah. So it came from the hill. Yeah. Jumped the road. So there was no going
back that way.
Yeah, and if you in that area and the fire, you know how fast fire moves. Like, You gotta go somewhere.
Between
so
a rock
people was
and a hard
going
place.
into the water, hiding under the little rock wall, and fire just over them. Yeah. And some people made it, some people don't. So me looking at my experience, I'm like, I'm grateful, honestly, because one, it could have been 10 times worse. I could have been in that town that day,
exactly,
and not know the fire coming, sitting there eating lunch, and then
in Lahaina, just sitting there eating, enjoying it, and you get stuck out there.
Or I could live there, and now my whole life is gone.
Right.
So it's just like, I just looked at it like, well, I did lose some material things, certain things I was working on did become more difficult, but I was like, shit, man.
There's nothing in comparison
to what some people going through.
Right.
And then just all the different stories you hear throughout the airport line, and people like, there's people there for weddings, there's people there on trips, there's people there that lost people.
Right.
Like, it's people there still, it's people in the airport line trying to call their peoples, not getting them, not knowing if they did
not knowing if they
I heard
made
a story
it or not.
about one people in the airport line, they was visiting their family, and they literally ran from the fire, and they left their neighbor there. The neighbor was trying to
water it down.
He like, I'm not losing this, and he didn't make it. And they literally had to run on foot from the fire.
Damn.
In the airport, I was talking to them. They was right. So I'm like, hearing stories like that, I'm like,
oh no, it's a catastrophe. It is like, catastrophic what's going on.
It was crazy.
And so
like, what's the
you
odds?
And your wife experiencing that together, like as a team, as a partnership, as a husband, wife, as friends.
Yeah.
What did that do for your relationship? Or looking back, because you never know how somebody's going to react.
Yeah.
Until you're in that situation, you can't pretend this. You know what I mean? Like, sure. I got your back, babe. If anything happens, I got you. But now there's no question. Like, she can't question that.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. My wife don't never listen to me, but I ain't gonna lie. She was listening to me. I be on her ass like, hey, y'all ass don't be listening. Y'all ass don't listen to nothing. I be right. I be knowing. But I ain't gonna lie. When she hit the fan and shit, she was listening.
Right there.
I'm like, look, this is what we gonna do, man. We gonna, all right, boom, boom. She like, yeah, let's do it. Like, you feel me?
Right with it.
I don't think it necessarily made our relationship stronger in a sense because we've been through so much prior, but it was just like, it was just another thing that we went through. It kind of made it like we supposed to be together because that could have been a lot more difficult.
There's no question. Like when you see, like, I know how you're going to react because you can try to fathom or make up these scenarios, like what you going to do if an avalanche come down.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to grab you, babe, and then I'm going to...
But she knows, she always knew, but she really knows, like, she knows I'm a good decision maker.
Yeah.
So, she knows, like, if anything ever hit the fan in any situation, she knows she's straight and I'm going to take care of it.
That's crazy. That's like...
It took her a while to get over it and even, like...
That's traumatic.
Yeah, for sure.
That's very traumatic.
I was like, I mean, it probably took me longer than I even know that it took me. But like realizing with her, I seen it rear. We seen it rear its head that she really didn't like. She moved past it, but didn't really deal with it. And then it's like, oh yeah, I'm still off.
You were one decision from not making it out of there.
In theory, yeah. But even in the moment of trying to drive through, like you in a line of cars, there's really nowhere to go. So if the fire just come this way, we burnt in the car. Like that was a real reality with how close we were to the fire. Because you could see it. Like you could literally look forward, you could see black smoke and fire. It's just like, it was crazy.
Well, thank God y'all made it out of that, man.
No, for sure.
Me and my wife honeymooned in Maui. We've been to Maui twice. And my in-laws, they have a timeshare out there. We go to Lahaina. And
that's fine.
Like one of our favorite places to eat was out there. I can't remember the name of it, but they used to have a grilled Kahlua pork sandwich that had gravy that you would dip it in.
Yeah.
And we go there every morning. Man. Right on the beach.
It burned down, huh?
Burnt down, it's gone.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
And it's just like, it makes you put into perspective how precious life is and how grateful you need to be. You say you tied it into it always can be worse. Man. You know what I mean? Like, and with that being said, right now is great. You know what I mean? Like, it always be worse, but right now, my life is great. Me breathing, being alive, being able to speak is great.
Man, 100%.
And there's so many opportunities for great conversations, to meet new people this is our first long conversation.
For sure.
You know,
and shit, we've been going.
We've been going.
For sure.
I've hit you up on text messages. We've been in group messages.
Yeah.
I saw you at the 100th episode and just got straight to it. Like, hey, dude, I want you on Reality Check. I love what you're doing. And then this right here, the fellowship, the brotherhood, the connection of just young brothers talking and sharing life experiences with each other
100%.
is what's going to build us out of this. You know what I mean?
Important.
It's important. This communication, this line of communication that we have needs to be seen.
It definitely do. And it just offers the other perspective of like what actually goes on too. Right? It's like I was telling you at the 100th episode, like I fuck with your platform because I like the approach you took. Like you took just a different approach to the content, to the podcast, and like, you know what I mean? And you really kind of sitting down with your guest and really picking brains and really having conversations in depth. You know what I mean? And digging just a little bit deeper than other platforms, you know, or just other ways that people do it. So I like that about. So I you know what I mean? I was happy to come see
I appreciate you, man.
Sure.
Because look, there's no mission here. You know what I mean? Like there's no mission besides me wanting you to be able to have a safe space to just conversate.
For sure.
Like that's the goal. Like it ain't nothing, I don't want to get nothing out of nobody. It ain't no get you gotcha.
Nah. And it's not even like an interview. Like we really just sit down and we chopping it up.
That's
like
it.
The conversation going where the conversation go. You know, we talking about what we talking about, and that's I like that.
Man, I appreciate it and I love it. And just like I say, it's always an open door policy. You know what I mean? You ever have anything going on, hit me up. I want to be a part of it. I definitely need to be at the next.
Nah, you good. You already know. Whenever I hear about it, you already know. So, you get on the list. You good.
Anything you got going on, anything that I can support, please let me know so I can support it.
For sure.
Me and my wife will come and frequent whatever it is that you got going on. But this is Reality Check, episode 14.
Yeah.
With my boy Dreebo.
Shout out to everybody, man. Industry plan out now. Well, yeah, probably by the time you drop this, it'll be out. So industry.
Oh, really? That soon?
It's out Friday. So I'm assuming by the time you drop this,
let's go.
Industry plan, my new project, out on all platforms right now. Make sure y'all go to it.
Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll drop this Friday morning.
Oh, that'll be perfect.
I'll drop this Friday morning. Industry plant coming out Friday. Yeah. You have, oh man, dang. God is good.
Yeah, see, that's God. God be working. God be working, You just got to recognize it and say thank you.
Right. So also your handles, like your Instagram.
Oh,
like,
at the homie Dreebo on everything.
At the homie Dreebo.
Threads, Twitch, X, YouTube, all that. At the homie, TheHomiedreebo. And then shopthehomies.com for the merch. I got to get your sizes. So
what size are you?
XL.
Okay, I got some shirt for you, some stuff for you too.
Okay, good looks.
Shop the homies merch.
Shopthehomies.com.
Okay.
Yep. Got some summertime in the land merch dropping right now. Some industry plan merch on the way. Yeah, man. Just
everything is up. Yeah. Everything is up.
You already know.
And look, I said 2025 going crazy
for sure.
2025 is going to be.
It's out of here.
Out of here. So thank you, everybody. We out. Reality Check with Dreebo, episode 14. We out.
Yes, sir.